Hey folks, greetings, welcome to Faulkner Fixes All. Yeah, we turned it over this morning, me and my buddy Victor. We flipped it over and it looks pretty good, but you won't see any of this with dirt in it. There is one issue, and we cut some stiffeners for it. We're gonna bring, it's kind of wobbly to put a bunch of dirt in. It's gonna bow out, and we're gonna add some kind of like what we did here, but about 6 or 7 inches down, so the dirt will cover it. Maybe 3 or 4, starting here across, just to kind of stiffen it up. I got to put some tacks here, tacks in there. I got to tack the top of these. I have to seam weld all of this, and we're putting this little lip in here with this stuff here. I'll show you. We're going to cut some of this 1/2-inch tubing out of 45 on the end here. Put it along there. And yeah, it's a lot of welding, but it'll look really nice. It might stiffen it up a little bit too. Once this is in all the way around. Yeah, it's kind of wobbly. I'm just worried about it. If you put a metric 4 tons of dirt in here, a metric ton of rocks and dirt and gravel, that will definitely bow out. Looks pretty sturdy, and yeah, it's coming along. It's a giant Egyptian sarcophagus planter. Man, I want to do some fun stuff. This isn't really my cup of tea, but I can do it. Anyway, yeah, let me put you on time lapse, and people like that other time lapse video, so we'll put you on time lapse. We'll kind of finish this one up. All right, have a good day. Hey folks, if you just watched the video, first we tripped a breaker because we were running this heater and that heater and charging a phone, and we were running these lights over here, and we were running the welder. The shop is basically running on 2 large extension cords. Yeah, okay. So note to self, maybe we can run the heater now. Let's see. No. Oh, okay. We can start the heater again. Yeah, the welder was running really good with the heater off. Man, it was running good. But we just ran out of argon. CO2 argon mix. Yeah, so it's kind of how it goes, you know. First you break all the breakers, trip all the breakers, and then you run out of argon. CO2 argon for MIG welding. But this morning I went to a place, Holston Gas is relocated down in Fletcher, a long way away from where it used to be, and it was a real bother. But I knew I was going to run out, and I had this little tiny R tank, about yay big, you know, like this big, and I traded that in. They gave me a $68 credit on that. Actually, it was empty, but still, because it's their tank. So, and then I got this big tank, which is the same size as this empty one here. So yeah, we're going to change that out. I'll spare you the boring details on that. It's basically just take the old tank out, unspin this, and put it on the welding cart. You can always tell what happens is it starts welding really crappy. Like you're doing pretty good. You know, you're going down, you're following the bead, and then, oh, what's going on here? It's crap. But I did manage to do this whole other side. If you watch the time lapse. And you know, these aren't the greatest welds, but you know, it's a planter. You know, it's not like I'm making a bike frame or repairing a frame for a truck or something. It's just got to be strong enough to hold the dirt. And I did pretty well there. I still got to go along all the tops of these braces, but we're going along pretty good. I got to change the tank out now. That should be fun. Let's turn this off and find the wrench. Anyway, I'll spare you the boring stuff on that. It's coming along pretty good. Yeah, we should have this, trying to have this done on the truck by tomorrow, but I've had some mishaps, like running out of gas. Well, I knew this tank was low, so I went this morning before I started. Well, we flipped this over, and then I realized really soon that this tank was pretty low. So let's find the wrench for it. Yep, might as well undo this right now. What the heck? We'll put you on here. You guys just love watching me work. Make sure that's off. Okay. Yeah, you always know. You're welding along, everything's good. And then all of a sudden, you can't really hear the gas coming out because you got your hood on and stuff, you know. But all of a sudden, the weld just turns to poo, you know. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna lift this out of here. Shoot. We gotta do this one. I'm not gonna cheat. I'm not gonna cheat. Good way to tweak your back hard. These things are heavier than they look. Okay, now we can kind of cheat it out of here. And this thing is completely empty. You can always tell by the weight, and when you open this, that's about it. Yep, that's it. All done. Let's get the cap off the other one. Be careful when you're dealing with tanks. Okay, this was on here pretty good. Maybe we can kind of squeak it off here a little. There we go. Did you know that it is a federal law when you transport one of these, you have to have a cap on it. Unless it's an R tank or an M tank, they don't have caps. But when you transport this, by law, you're supposed to have this cap on here. So that's empty, and I'll transport it. I don't know why you have to have it on with the tank empty, but you know, it's just, and just for my own, we'll write M T M T. There. Empty. There. Now we know. Anyway, yeah, state law, federal law, gotta have that cap on there when you transport it, whether it's empty or full. Alright, let's get this crap off of here. Nice. Boy, they really want it to be. They don't want that to open it up while you're driving around with this in your Prius. Okay, threads look good. We'll compressed air in there. And here we go. See if we can get this baby in here. Hoppa! Okay. There we go. Okay. Screen on. Okay, I know this chain's a bit overkill, but if you ever seen one of these tanks take off, I have never seen a tank take off, but my dad told me a story. You know, a dad story. He said that he was at some blacksmith shop back in the day getting his, I don't know, he used to modify. He still does, actually. He builds flatheads and flathead Ford race cars. He was getting some kind of Ford race car, the frame channeled, or I don't know what. It's not my world, but he was getting the frame modified and channeled. And he said that there was some helper that had been drinking or something and knocked over an oxygen tank that didn't have a cap on it. And he said it went through several buildings. I have no reason to believe that he was pulling my leg. The story has never changed. It's always, it went through several buildings. But no one was killed. Where's that wrench? Okay. Alright. Alright. And the reason I have all this here is the chain and those blocks of wood is because when I did have the little mini tank, I had this, and I put the little mini tank in that and put it down there, and then you could chain the mini tank in. But guess what? We got rid of the mini tank. We got big boy tanks now, because I'm really tired of it. Well, it was good for jobs like you had to go out and go to the job site and say you're like repairing a tractor or something, or I mean, it was good just to have a little tank and run out there and do stuff, but it was good for about an hour and a half. But it's just not my world right now, and if I do some small jobs where I run out to the field, I'll just go get another mini tank. But for now, we need the capacity. All right, let's get back to work now that we have a heater back on. And what did I do here? Okay, just like this. There, okay. All right. And we now have, oh yeah, we got plenty. Okay, we're back in business, and I guess I'll put you back on time lapse. I know you guys love it. Love that heavy metal music. We got power, we got heat back on. Sorry for the delay. And we got to finish this side here. I'll probably just weld over that crap that came out. The crap that came out when we ran out of argon CO2 mix. I mean, I could grind it off of there. I don't think anybody's going to really care. I'm just going to burn over that crap. You're not going to tell anybody, are you? That guy! He's a terrible welder. Okay, so remember, if you bring these tanks somewhere, put the cap on. One of these babies will take off. Yeah, I've heard stories. My dad said an oxygen tank went through like 3 buildings, and everybody had to go home early that day and change their underwear. So, yeah. Okay, back to work. Time is money. On these edges too, but that's the inside is basically done, except the 3 stiffeners I'm going to put across here, about 6 inches down, right here across, because this is too flexy. Once a bunch of dirt's in there, it's going to bow out. I'll probably put 3 of those in there and call it a day. Maybe 4, I don't know. It's going to need something. But this is plenty strong. Yeah, that's plenty strong, folks. And I got all those welds there, all on the top of there. And this side, there were some variations in the plate. And one plate was 10 foot and 3/8, and one plate was 10 foot and 1/8. And I was having a problem squaring this thing up. And that's why. If you look at the first video, you can see I was struggling with I was dealing with squaring it up for quite a while. And you know, something this big and this flexible, you know, what is square? Well, square is as good as you can make it. I mean, that's not bad for something that's 10 foot long and 2.5 foot wide out of 1/8 inch steel built on a concrete floor in your workshop. You know, this isn't, we don't have giant precision work tables. We're doing the best we can is what I'm saying. And, you know, that's not bad. That's pretty decent for a giant planter built in your garage. This one's a little off. Well, it's that lip actually. Yeah, it's actually that lip bent out a little bit there. It's not bad, but we want to keep it fairly in square, fair square. We want to keep it in there. So we're gonna put 3 or 4, I haven't decided yet, stiffeners across the top. They'll be, you know, 6 inches down. The dirt will hide them. I was even thinking about doing some 45s across here. The jury's still out on that. I bid a specific amount for these, and right now we're doing pretty good on that. It's okay. I'm gonna make some dough, but I mean, I probably would have demanded to do everything 2 foot wide. The lady really wanted them 2.5 foot wide, but I would probably like steer people towards everything being 2 foot. That way you can just shear plates down the middle, and the shearing cost would be cheaper, and everything would just be a little easier to build. But this is what she wanted. This is what she's going to get. This one's about 80%. I mean, structurally, it's there. We'll put some stiffeners across. Oh, we got to put the lip on, but that's all up top welding. That's not leaning in there or doing anything. Yeah, I forgot about that part. So it's really about 70% there. Okay, I'm running out of juice, battery-wise, and I'm running out of steam today, so maybe one more time lapse, but we'll see, folks. Remember, walk with a cramp and weld like a champ. There, that's PC for you. All right, have a good day, folks. Faulkner fixes all. This baby's done. One of two. Yeah, it's a little rough on the edge here. That's what makes it unique. Definitely strong. It's got the stiffeners. That can be, you could fill this thing up with lead bricks and it'd be fine. You could probably lift it with a crane right here, but I don't have a crane. Yeah, it's looking good. The thing is, I think I'm going to have to deliver this tomorrow morning because I don't have any room in here. I can't make the other one. And I don't dare make it on top of this because then I can't flip it over when it comes time to do the lip here and all this business. But it turned out really good. And let's see how square it is. I have my doubts. I really have my doubts. When you get something this big. Yeah. Put my glasses on here. Yeah, when you get something this big, you know, and this much curvature, and I tried to skip around on the welding, you know, skip around a little bit on the welding, so I bet you it's at least an inch off. We'll see. What do we got here? 123 and 7/8, a little under 123 and 7/8. I will be amazed if it's anywhere near square. That's a lot of stress. That's a lot of welding. That's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, 124. Shoot. So it's 1/8 inch out. Dude. That's not bad. 1/8 inch out. That is not bad. An 1/8 inch out of square. 2'6" and 3/8. (2'6" and 1/4). Yeah. Hey, it's an 1/8 out. Yeah, sue me. That's not bad. All right, so no one's here to help me. I'm thinking about just tipping this over on some rollers, furniture rollers over there, and rolling it out the door and getting it on the truck. But I gotta move this. And this one's too short. I'm gonna have to adjust the whole width on the other one, everything except these. I have to adjust those because they sheared that wrong, unfortunately. Let's see what it is. Yeah, dude, so hard to get good help nowadays. It's nobody's fault. The shearing is not an exact science with this stuff. So yeah, that's 2'6" there. And when you come down here, that's a little under 2'6". That's the problem. Yeah, that's 2'5" and 7/8". That's a problem because, well, I'll have to make the whole thing 2'5" and 7/8". I mean, this way will be 2'5" and 7/8". And this is, and these are 2'6" and 1/8". So I'm gonna have to trim these. I'm gonna have to take 1/4 inch off of this way, because I'll never be able to weld on mesh 3/8 of an inch onto the mesh. I'll have to weld from here 3/8 of an inch, and that ain't gonna happen. You'll burn through that. I could put 1/4 inch rod along here, but why? It should be nice. It should be right. Anyway, the steel place, they had that mesh in the press, in the shear, and it was off. So I have to make it right. Yeah. That's usually what welders do. They make things right. Hey, well, thanks for tuning in. I know this probably isn't your cup of tea if you're into the bikes and cars, but this is the real world. This has to happen when folks want some custom stuff that they can't buy anywhere. They come see me. You can buy one of these on the internet. It's only 8 feet long, 2 feet wide, and it's not like this. It's very thin. The lip is rolled right here. There's no stiffeners. It's super thin. And yeah, it's about $1,200 for a super thin piece of junk. Just zapped, tack welded. You know, I make quality stuff. I hate to toot my own horn, but you can't get anything like this on the internet. Yeah, good luck trying to find something like this. Okay, wish me luck. I'm going to try to tip it over by myself. And next video, it might be in the truck, or I might be laying down with an ice pack. Okay, have a good day.